Hey everyone, I've had the Note 2 for about a month now and I wanted to give you guys a 1 month review. Stay tuned after the break. Hey everyone, so I'm sure that you guys have heard of the Galaxy Note 2. It was a huge release in last November. A huge upgrade from the Galaxy Note 1, or the first generation. And I wanted to show you guys a month after review. Now, a month after review is sort of obviously giving you a review after a month, but it is a much more realistic review than a couple days, because people who do those reviews are just kind of showing off the product and seeing what they liked after like a day. In this episode, I will show you what I think of this phone after a month. Which is a much more realistic scenario, because within a month you get to return the phone or whatever. And obviously I haven't returned it because I have it here. So I wanted to give you guys sort of a impressions video after a month, and just show you guys what the phone can do and what I'd like and dislike about it and various other things. Now, so the phone itself is sporting a 5.5-inch 720p screen, and it feels very huge when you first start using this phone. This phone is incredibly huge in the hand until you get used to it, like I have. It doesn't even seem that big anymore, but you definitely get used to it. So, despite its abnormal size, it's got huge specs underneath. This thing is flying. It's got a 1.6 gigahertz quad-core Exynos 4412 CPU, which feels very fast, a lot smoother than dual-core devices, obviously, because there's 2 more cores. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't upgrade it because of that, but it's definitely nice, and it comes with a Mali 400 GPU, which is a very nice GPU. So, in comparison, this is my old Skyrocket that I use as a development phone now and just put, early releases of new versions of Android or whatever. So that's there. As you can see, it's not, a huge difference. It feels a huge difference when you put it in your pocket and, that kind of thing, but, first impressions, it does feel a lot bigger. It's just, once you use the devices, see, look, it's a huge difference, but you definitely get used to it. It does take about a week to get fully used to it, but it'll happen. So this is the Captivate, the Galaxy S Captivate, the original one. So this is the Galaxy S, the S2 Skyrocket, and the Note 2, sorry. So yeah, and the Note 2 is designed sort of based off of the S3, so it's sort of like the S3. This isn't the actual S2, but it's basically the S2 in this design, and this is the original Galaxy S with its square corners along the edges. So yeah, and this has a 4-inch screen, and as you can see, the entire device fits inside the screen of the Note 2. That's pretty incredible. This phone, compared to an iPhone, it's ridiculously huge. I've compared it against some iPhones, and it's just no contest. And for you gamers out there who used to use these things, here is a Game Boy Advance SP. So if you compare it to that, obviously this is pretty thick, but yeah, there you have it. The thickness-wise, the Note 2 is actually pretty thin for how big of the phone is. It's there you go. It's this thickness compared. I'd say that these two are pretty much the same thickness. Yeah, actually, almost exactly the same thickness. And this one even has that hump at the end, which makes it even bigger. So yeah, this thing is pretty thin for its size. Also, in comparison with in comparison with the Captivate, pretty much actually the Captivate's a little thicker. Huh. So yeah, I mean, this phone is very, 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 very top-notch and up to spec. So there you go. Other things about this phone is the responsiveness. The responsiveness is obviously very, very, very existent because of the very nice processor. The fact that there is a home button, there's a physical home button, the first Android physical home button that I've used, since this one doesn't have it. The home button is very, very nice to have. And also the LED, there's a notification LED right there, so when I get notifications it'll blink blue, and you can change that by downloading a separate app, but that's that. The notification LED is very nice and a huge, huge, huge game changer for me, because I don't like turning on the screen to have to see if I have a text. It's nice just to look at the blinking light and be like, oh look, I have a text or whatever, without actually turning on the phone, so that's very nice. The battery life on this is so much better. This phone had a 1800 milliamp hour battery, and this one has a 3100 milliamp hour battery, which is very impressive. And even on LTE, I get through even a day and a half sometimes. I forgot to charge it one day, and I obviously died by the end of the second day, but it lasted, so that was very nice. Also, I got a screen protector on this phone. This is an anti-glare one. I don't know if I really like it. I might even change it, but as you can see, it's anti-glare because of the way that the light refracts off of it. But you should definitely, I would definitely recommend getting a screen protector, because this phone, the screen is almost like there's almost no bezel, so you really got to worry about this breaking the screen. Storage-wise, 16 gigs inside of it. I put a 64 gig card in the back there. It supports micro SD cards like most Android phones should. And so I get a lot of storage out of it. Movies on this thing is incredible. Watching movies is very nice. So if I turn on the screen here, what you'll see is the clean ROM is what I'm running. It's a ROM that sort of takes the basis of TouchWiz and makes it better by adding speed improvements and bug fixes and random stuff like that. So if I unlock it, you get sort of a ripple effect. This is not the stock home screen. This is a home screen by the name of, I think, Simple Launcher. I'm not exactly sure if that's what it's called. I'll put the link in the description. But is a very nice launcher that just has your basics, music, phone, browser, gallery, messaging, and camera. And you got the time up top, so that's that. The S Pen is very nice. If I pull it out, you can see that, and also I get a little vibration. I definitely didn't hear that, but you get a little vibration there, and I can use the pen as such. I haven't used the pen as much as I thought I would have in the beginning, but, and you see it just slides it in there, and you get like sort of a little sound when you put it in there. But it's definitely a very nice addition to have to the phone itself. LTE speeds are very good. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Also, the way that the phone handles media is very good. I'm sorry. It handles movies very well, like I told you before. Media content on this thing is just killer and so worth it, in my opinion, and I definitely would recommend this phone to any of you guys out there looking for a very top-notch Android phone. Huge screen, if you like the huge screen. I didn't think I would be getting, but I ended up loving it. Call quality. Call quality is very good on this phone. The speakerphone, I had to turn it down. I normally turn it all the way up. I had to turn it down to about 75% volume because it actually got way too loud for my ears. So the front camera is a 720p camera for video chat and whatnot. So I don't want to show you guys too much of the software features, but I have to show you a couple things. So on the front screen, if you drag your, if you hold the application and drag and swipe it up like you were unlocking the phone, you go into that application. I think there's a couple more things I could show you. Here's the lock screen, or the notification panel. It's got, you got your Wi-Fi toggles, mobile data, all that up here. This is clean ROM, sort of added more stuff like restart, lock device, that kind of thing. But the ones that you'll get are like airplane mode, mobile hotspot. You won't get flashlight, GPS, Bluetooth. If you don't decide to run a custom ROM, but I would recommend it on this phone because it definitely will increase the speed. Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of games on here. Gaming on this device is very nice. So if I go into games, you can see my games list is rather large and rather extensive compared to most people's. So gaming on this is very nice. In terms of usage, I've gotten to probably around a day and a half on this phone. Like I told you before, I got a lot of use out of it in terms of the daily use, and the battery is so worth it. I mean, the percentage, I have to sort of come back to it later and look at the percentage and be like, oh no, it dropped like 2% because it doesn't go down. You have to work to kill this phone, even on LTE, which is very impressive. LTE being on any phones kills battery life, and obviously if I didn't have LTE, I get even more battery life, but it's enough that LTE is worth having turned on at all times. So that is that. Yeah, I mean, this phone is, after a month, I would definitely recommend getting it. I might decide that, hey, I need to get a case, or, hey, maybe I should change the screen protector. But besides that, if you use this phone without any case or any screen protector, you would be far better than any of these other phones that I have. I always jump to get cases immediately, but with this phone I didn't really feel like I needed to, even after a week, because it's just such a good, well-made phone. Probably is, well, this is kind of my fault, but the screen protector I do not like. I'm probably going to get rid of that and change it soon. Also, I don't like the fact that the battery in the back, the battery size is nice, but you can, it doesn't fit in there as well as, it should, sort of, in the back. So if, you can kind of feel it moving around if you, like, press your thumb against it. That you might want a case for, just to stop that sound. I have really OCD about that kind of thing. The network speeds have been better than my other phones. The strength is very nice. The signal strength is very nice. This functions a lot like a Galaxy S3. So if you know about a Galaxy S3, or if you know someone who has one, or if you've seen reviews on it, this is a very similar phone. It's just got a much bigger screen and a faster processor, which is overall better, but it's obviously way more expensive. And might be too big for you. I don't know. So that pretty much wraps up my review of this bad boy after a month. I tried to keep it short and concise because some of my other videos get pretty long. So that is that. Follow us on technolockr at Twitter. Follow us on Facebook at technolockr, facebook.com/technolockr. We got over 20,000 views for our channel, and I want to show you guys all of our support, or I want to thank you guys for all of your support, I'm sorry. You guys have helped us so much, and we are so appreciative. Running a YouTube channel is not easy, and your support really helps. So if you have any questions, send us questions at technolockr@gmail.com. And that is all for today's video. See you guys in the next one.